I'm gonna make a video one of these days, and I'm just gonna getting canceled before I ever even exist. But that's fine. I have no real plans for any higher office, so I guess come at me, bro. But one of the things I'm starting to notice is how kind of delusional, like, older single women are. And that's not gonna be taken well. Fine, you can click off now. But I'm like, this one girl's talking with me, and if she sees this video, no apologies, you know who you are, but then also, that's fine, I've told you this in person. It's just delusional. Like, you've got a kid, which already is a red flag for me. That's like already a deal breaker. But you've got a kid, you're almost 30, and you're just like, I can never make a man who doesn't make this much money, provide this, live in this area so they're close to a school for my kid. If they don't pay for everything, I won't even like consider them. Like, if somebody didn't offer to buy everything I want on my first date, like, I would never go out with them. It's like, I saw this one YouTube that was just like really accurate, which pretty much just said, as a couple, you split things, which is fine if you choose to be that way. As a partner in something, you split even. So if you want a say equally, you split equally. If you want a say in the location, pay half the rent. If you want to say in what we eat, pay half the food. If you want to say in what we drive, pay half the car payment. But if you don't want to cover half of anything, you don't get say. You can look at this like a relationship, but you can also look at this like a business. Like, you want the minimum amount of responsibility in a company, you get minimum say. You don't get an intern's job load at a CEO's pay rate. Like, you don't get the benefits without all the additional work that comes with it. So if you really want equal rights, whatever, equal say, equal everything, then you better be prepared to equally share in the relationship's totality. Like, I've gotten to that point where you can call it selfish if you want, but if I'm expected to pay for everything, ground up. I know you don't want to work because I make too much money, so you want a maid and a housekeeper or a chef. Great. What do you do again? You make me happy, or your presence is the value. But like, what makes your presence better than her presence or her presence? And yeah, you can say there's like a time factor. I like that Jordan Peterson statement, continuity of narrative. But at some point, you'll know in 6 to 8 years, you're gonna get bored and leave anyway, because you're just not excited anymore. Social media says you can do better, or your friends told you, don't stay with him anymore. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, somebody who made a comment in one of my videos, she said that, don't fall down the manosphere, don't become jaded. And I'm just like, well, it's not jaded at this point. It's like, with enough information that I've been just like hearing from friends, neighbors, people, everyone, the modern concept of marriage is no longer, in my opinion, applicable to the modern rules and regulations that we are all governed by. And because of that, I would say we're going to need either a restructuring of this country or the world, depending on how you look at it, or just people need to understand that traditions have two halves to it. You want to be a trad wife, sit at home and watch TV. You also don't get say in a lot of things. You want equal rights and equal say, then you better be willing to bring in equal pay. I guess it's you want your cake and eat it too, but it's just at some point I feel this is not applicable in our current society. I'm totally happy to hear alternate viewpoints, and at some point, you can go watch a Michael Cera movie where he's just like, women are the devil. And I'm just like, well, I don't believe that. Like, I kind of want one, and I kind of want my someone, and I've spent my entire life wanting that one person for my continuity of narrative. But after a while, you just start to realize this is probably just not going to happen. And that's really just not what the world churns out anymore, to the point where someone's just like, well, go overseas, be a passport bro. And I'm like, but like, if I want to bring said person back to the US, give them 2-3 years, and they're just going to be like everyone else. So there was no point. You either accept it's the way it is, move to where it's the way you want it to be, or you adapt. And I guess I've chosen to adapt, and maybe it's not a popular opinion these days. I just think more people probably need to look at it logically than with lenses of tradition or gender roles dictating how things go. Because if you're not going to follow all of them, then you don't get any of them. They no longer apply. So if men can be women and women can be men, then there are no special treatment to either. And if you can identify as whatever you want, then I guess that removes what I would consider to be tradition. So you get one or the other. I guess we'll see which way it goes. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't know. Feel free to roast me if you want. Doesn't really matter. These videos are embarrassing and a torture to make anyway. It's just part of the whole, the more things you do, the more often, the better you will get at it. And Hormozi has this really great quote. This movie's getting really long. This will be one of my longest, but you know what, who cares? Hormozi has this quote that essentially says, if you do something like once a week, you'll have like 1 in 7 days. But if you do things once every day, you'll have it 7 times. But people don't understand that if you didn't actually 7x, you multiply, because the first day you did it once, then the second day you have the learning from the previous day, but now you're on the second day, so you're like 1.5. But then the third day, you had the first day, the second day, now you're the third day, so you're like 3x. And I feel like it compounds, massive action compounds, and repetition kills it. So these video creation or me disliking the whole concept of recording. I hate putting myself on camera, but at some point, the more you do it, the more frequently you get on this thing, the more practice and skill you'll have, and eventually in the end, you'll just become significantly better at something because you did it more and more and more than anyone else. So, and yeah, I was hanging out with Johnny Rides last night, and he's just like, I release like 10 pieces of content a day. Okay, well, I'm not releasing 10 pieces of content today. 1 a day for me is like great. I have no interest in becoming viral. I don't want anyone to watch these. I just do it because if you don't post it, it's not real. And you have to at least accept the fact that someone will watch it, hate it. But also I'll take that hate, and you know what? In the future, I won't start my videos with, I watch things by all genders anymore. You know, I'm learning. So I feel like learning through both repetition and input from other people. So feel free to let me know whatever you think, or don't. Please don't watch these videos. Goodbye.